Hi, and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I try to talk to experts from around the globe so that they could give us little tips and tricks and ways that we could help your life get a little better. If you have any ideas for our show, if you want to come talk to us, I'll bring you right here to the Red Room and we could talk about your business or upcoming events. All you got to do is email me at newmexicorising@gmail.com. Just email me, newmexicorising@gmail.com, and tell me about your business. And maybe I'll bring you here to the Red Room and we'll talk about it. And it might be fun. On today's show, HVAC. Yes, is your HVAC up to speed for these remaining winter months? We talked to an expert to find out whether or not it's good. And also, it's National Nutrition Month. How are we going to be healthier? Well, I got a couple of experts that are going to tell us ways to be a little healthier in our diets and much more. It's all happening right here on New Mexico Rising. If you're a lawyer and you get thrown into a world of international espionage within your first week at the CIA, things might put you on edge, I assure you. So today we have the star and executive producer of the new series, The Recruit on Netflix, Noah Centineo, here to talk about his new show and tell us all about living his first life in the CIA. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. How are you?
Doing great. All right. When you were doing research in your role, I got a question. Did you have to study more of like the world of the CIA or the world of being a lawyer, or how do you intertwine the two and kind of put this into your show?
Yeah, a lot of it was understanding, the corporate side of the CIA, right? Being a lawyer and joining the CIA, Owen Hendricks, he joins it because he thinks it's going to be safer. So I just wanted to learn, really what the back end side, the administrative, the logistical side of being a lawyer at the CIA would be. And what I found is it's really like the post office, but with secrets.
The secrets, what draws you to the secrets that you liked about that?
Well, so Owen Hendricks, fresh out of law school, instead of taking a corporate gig, he decides to go to the CIA. And one of the secrets is that he gets assigned this. It's a case, if you will, but really what it is he has to go through what they call the crazies. And the crazies is when a bunch of people send mail to the CIA threatening to blackmail the agency, saying that they know things. Now, most of the time it's absurd and nothing really is valid, but he comes across a letter from a former asset who's been imprisoned asking the CIA to exonerate her of all of her crimes or else she's going to release information that could bring down the CIA. And that's very, very serious, and that's a case that he has to take as a lawyer very seriously, otherwise his career could go up in flames. And this is, by the way, something that does happen often.
I saw an interview saying that most of the stuff in this, or a lot of the stuff that's in this series, is real. Working as executive producer and star, like, how do you kind of navigate what's real and how do you put that into this project?
I really delegate all of that to Alexi Hawley. Alexi Hawley had analysts and advisors and former lawyers and former people at the CIA giving counsel. But it's true. A lot of what takes place in The Recruit happens, at the CIA, has happened and will continue to probably happen. So, when you're looking into the stories of behind the scenes of the CIA, what are some of the coolest things that you've learned, like that surprised you? It is what you think.
Oh, okay.
We got, well, for the most part, I mean, you have to be vague about these sort of things. We were able to go to the CIA 2 days ago, actually sit down with 6 analysts and 6 attorneys. We asked a lot of questions and we were given very few answers.
So, okay, just like the CIA. I got one more question. Any idea of whether expanding Noah Centineo will do anything to become America's top heartthrob into a feature or a TV series for Netflix?
Say it again?
I see on your IMDb you have a movie that you wrote called Noah Centineo Will Do Anything to Become America's Top Heartthrob. And I was wondering if you would expand that into a Netflix series.
Oh, that's so funny. That's on my IMDb.
Yeah, I just saw it there. I was like, hey, you're seen as a writer credit on that, which is kind of funny on that.
I love that. I've never heard of that project in my entire life. I'm assuming someone got access to my IMDb. Maybe it was the CIA. Maybe they're playing a trick on me.
It could be. It's all that.
Because I've never heard of that project, but it is true. I will do absolutely anything to reclaim the title, America's Heartthrob.
Well, there you go. Going from a teen heartthrob to CIA mystery man. Hey, thank you very much for hanging out with me on the show today, bud.
Thank you.
Check out the new series, The Recruit. It's available now on Netflix. Thank you, guys. Getting into the mind of a serial killer would be a very difficult job to do, especially when you actually have to play a serial killer for a new TV series on Apple TV+. But today, we actually have actor and comedian Walter Hauser hanging out with me. Paul, how are you doing, bud?
I'm doing well, Dan. How's everything on your neck of the woods?
So far, it's going okay. And that's what I got today. At least I'm not going to jail for 10 years and have to hang out with a serial killer to try to get out of jail a little easier. So I guess that's what's going on.
Yeah, you're right. It could always be worse, right?
Yeah, it's just above that. I think that's where base level of my life is just above that. So thank you for that. Yeah, you got a new series on Apple TV Plus. It's called Blackbird, and you're playing a serial killer, and it's based on some true events. This sounds insane, but you're the master of playing really tough characters in true events. What's going on here on this one?
It's based on a true story. Of course, this guy, Jimmy Keene, got locked up for 10 years for weapons charges and drugs and all these things. He goes away for 10 years, but he's given the opportunity to shave off the rest of his sentence and be a free man if he goes undercover in a maximum security prison to befriend a serial killer and get a forced confession out of him to keep him behind bars.
And you've played some really notorious characters like Richard Jewell, and you're busting caps in I, Tonya. How did you get into the mind of people like this?
You know what? I think I just look like some of those guys. I don't, they're not going to go to Ryan Gosling for some of these psycho, unhealthy character dudes. So they come to me. But the way I get in the mindset is just being really, really specific. Great acting for me. I've always judged it by specificity and commitment and a lack of vanity. Because who wants to be seen as ugly or deplorable or scary by the masses? But there's something really honest about it, because there are really disgusting, horrible people that are doing so covertly, and they live in plain sight pretending to be good people. So I kind of switch it and get to try to live my life as a good guy, but play these odious weirdos.
Well, you do a great job at it. You always have this weird, subtle, under the surface comic timing that not a lot of actors can really hit. So that's something that I really, really commend for you. You do an excellent job of this.
Thanks, man. A lot of my favorite actors do drama, but then they were always capable of comedic moments. Guys like Paul Giamatti and Phil Hoffman.
Yeah, and for this one, you're jumping into the mind of a serial killer that has some true stories back there. How did you feel like doing that?
I just approach it like I would any other role. You try to humanize the person and figure out what it is that they want, how they may have become who they became. And then you have to commit to the things that aren't, I can look at Larry Hall and say, I understand what it means to be lonely. I understand what it means to be, to feel marginalized socially. But then the things you can't relate to, like the desire to hurt young women, you just have to commit to it as if it is true. And that's sort of what acting is. It's lying, it's pretending, it's, you tell me to be a kangaroo, I don't normally hunch my back and hop around and add weight to my front belly. But if you're telling me I got to play a kangaroo, I'm going to commit to it. You know what I mean?
All right, well, there you go. Commit to the bit. Walter Hauser, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Check out his new series, Blackbird. It's available to watch right now on Apple TV+. Thank you very much, bud.
Oh, thank you, dude. And shout out to Albuquerque. Those are the best crews I've ever worked with. I love those guys.
Well, thank you, man. Yeah, thanks, bud. I'm pretty much friends with all of them. So, yeah, they're all great people.
Yeah, no, they're really great out there. Anytime I get a job offer for Albuquerque, I get excited.
Cool. Whatever you're in town next, look us up. We'll definitely hang out, take you out for a drink or a beer or something.
Take me out for some Tex-Mex and I'm in.
That works too. Even better. I'll take you to the best places.
Thanks, bud.
And coming up a little later in the show, we talk to Francis Largeman-Roth about National Nutrition Month and how we could all get a little healthier. Plus, Sunkist tells us other ways we could get healthy with citrus. All right here and more on New Mexico Rising. If you haven't prepped your home for winter yet, it's not too late. You know, home improvement expert Breegan Jane is here to discuss, the importance of preventative and ongoing winter home maintenance and simple ways to avoid those costly repairs down the line. Welcome to the show, Breegan. How are you?
Thank you, Dan, for having me. I mean, this is such an important conversation with the ever-changing weather and the demands it's having on our homes.
Okay, so what projects top the list this winter when it comes to keeping that home maintenance?
Dan, when's the last time you replaced your air filter? This is
Never.
something every one of my clients forgets, myself included. Do you know you're supposed to be replacing it every 30 to 90 days?
Every 30 to 90 days? That's insane.
Every 30 to 90 days.
I don't think I've ever done it. I'm sorry.
We're demanding a lot out of our HVAC systems, and they work really hard for us, but doing simple things like that actually help them work better and really get the most for us out of the ones who are really enjoying that temperature-controlled environment. So that's the easiest thing I just want to shout from the rooftops. Everyone can go do. It doesn't require a professional. It's a do-it-yourself job. It's inexpensive, and you're going to put a lot of years back on your units.
So what are some seasonal updates that we should always follow?
So definitely check your crawl spaces, your attics, anywhere where the air's leaking out or insulation that you can update. That again is going to require more from your HVAC system. And when your HVAC system is working hard, guess what? It's costing you more money. So these are things we can do and look at around our house that's just going to help us prepare for the times we really need to kick those things into gear.
So when should we consider calling in the pros for help?
I think sometimes there's some noises, there's some things going on with our units, or we're just feel a little bit in over our heads. And so Trane actually makes it super easy to have a Trane comfort specialist come out to your house and check on all these things for you. And that's literally just going to their website, trane.com, clicking find a dealer, put in your zip code, and they'll send somebody out to do all the heavy lifting for you.
Well, Breegan, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information, or is there anything else that we should know?
Well, definitely the next question I always get is when to repair or replace. So I want to just tell everyone my easy $5,000 rule, which is if it's under $5,000, then it's probably appropriate to repair your system. But if it's over $5,000, consider making that investment. And the way you come up with that math is you take the age of your unit. So if it's 2 years old, 10 years old, times the cost of the repair. If you're under $5,000, repair it. If you're over $5,000, consider replacing it.
That's a pretty good tip to go with that. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm going to keep that in mind forever, for everything now.
People stress about, what do I do? So that's an easy one. 5, it's on one hand. If you forget, one hand, $5,000, over, under. That's how I can simplify it for you guys.
Well, thank you for that. Is there anything else, or where can we go for more information?
No, definitely head to trane.com to get ready for all of the weather changes and the seasonal, updates that we sometimes forget about.
Well, Breegan, you are a hero to keeping our HVACs set year round.
Give our home some love. They hold us, Well,
thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
All right, before we go, if you want to win a prize right now, a family 4-pack of passes to ABQ golfing games. They're that cute little shop off of Juan Tabo where you could take your family to go play arcade games for a limited amount of time. Think of it this way, you don't have to have any tokens, you don't have to have any coins. All you got to do is show up and be expected and ready to have a heck of a lot of fun. And I am going to give away a family of 4-pack of passes right now to whoever writes to newmexicorising@gmail.com. You got to tell me what your favorite classic video game is. Yes, absolute classic video game from back in the day. What is your favorite? I'm going to pick, you know what? I'm going to pick 2 people right now who email me at newmexicorising@gmail.com. 2 people are going to walk away with a family of 4 pack of passes so you and 3 of your friends can go check out ABQ golfing games. I'm going to send it to get 2 different people, all right? So the next 2 people right now that tell me your favorite classic video game will get passes to ABQ golfing games. Do it right now. All right. Before we go, we got more ahead on the show, such as Eryn Bent, who's going to sing us a little song from one of her music videos right here on New Mexico Rising. You know, spring is just around the corner, and you know what that means. Longer days, the trees and the flowers start to bloom, and it's time for fresh, and that means that starts now. That includes our menus. So today we have lifestyle expert, TV host, and busy mom Brandi Milloy here to share tips to brighten our spring meal plans. Welcome to the show, Brandi. How are you?
Hi, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Spring is a sign that warmer weather is fast approaching. So how do you prepare for this time of year, Brandi?
For me, it's all about reset and refresh. The same way I like to spring clean my home, I like to refresh my meals with nutritious, in-season ingredients. It really helps me feel like I can tackle all the celebrations coming up.
And we all know food is a way to bring people together, especially in the warmer seasons. Do you have a few recipes to share with us today?
Yes.
What do you got there?
I would love to show you my recipes. First up is my lemon loaf. This is an easy recipe. I use freshly squeezed Sunkist lemon juice and zest. I make this delicious glaze that I just pour right on top. I always have Sunkist lemons on hand because they're available all year round. This is great for an on-the-go breakfast treat, but I also love to make mini loaves of these for my friends and family, or I'll even drop them off for my neighbors and leave them on their doorstep. If you have a sweet tooth like me, this Cara French toast bake is wonderful. This is perfect for feeding an entire family for an Easter brunch or for Mother's Day. How perfect would that be? This is a really easy recipe. Even my 5- and 3-year-old love to make this with me. And if you're looking to zest up your salads this spring, my bright spring salad is perfect. It has a ton of in-season produce like those blood oranges, which give it a rich orange and bold raspberry flavor. I have some spring peas in there, watermelon radish, feta cheese, and then I usually double up my citrus herb vinaigrette recipe because I love it so much. And I'll just drizzle this right on top right before I serve it. It is such a crowd pleaser because it's beautiful, but it also tastes so good.
We're also celebrating all the growers that make this possible. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, it is all about the growers. You know, Sunkist is a cooperative of family-owned farms, over 1,500 citrus growers that have been passing down their knowledge for many generations. And National Sunkist Citrus Day is officially March 1st. This year, they're celebrating their 130th anniversary and the dozens of flavorful, juicy, sweet varieties grown by California and Arizona farmers. And what better way to honor those growers than with the launch of their Sunkist Legacy Heirloom Navel Oranges. This bag right here is available in store right now. Be on the lookout for this. This has that pink peak of season sweetness that will have you celebrating every single bite. They are so special.
Also, can you talk about the health benefits of including citrus in our daily meal plans?
Yes, I would love to. There are so many health benefits to citrus. It's all about having citrus on hand. I love to keep my citrus in the refrigerator. It will last for weeks and weeks if you do that. And it's also a great hack for just zhuzhing up any leftovers or any dish with a little bit of citrus juice or zest. My favorite is the Cara orange. It has that pink color known as the pinky orange. It also offers 100% of your daily vitamin C in just one orange. And the miniolas are great too. They're juicy. They're a folate front runner offering 80% of your recommended value. And citrus overall is a superfood. I mean, even better, the National Association for Diabetes has named citrus a superfood. So having it on hand means you're going to use it and you're going to enjoy it.
Thanks for joining us on the show this morning. Where can our viewers go for more information?
Oh, thank you for having me. Yes, head on over to sunkist.com and you can pick up the recipes I shared here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And coming up next, we try to get a little healthier with National Nutrition Month. Plus, Eryn Bent plays some music from one of her music videos, and we'll play that right here on New Mexico Rising. You know, March is National Nutrition Month, and this year's theme is Fuel for the Future. So, here to do her best to try to get me to live a healthier life, because my doctors keep asking me to, and I've been failing miserable, is registered dietitian, best-selling author, and supermom, Frances Largeman-Roth. Welcome to the show, Frances. How are you?
Good morning, Dan. Thanks for having me.
All right, why is getting fuel for the future so important?
Well, food helps energize us and really helps us make the most out of life. And as a mom of 3 and a nutritionist, it's my goal in life to help families eat healthier.
Okay, so where should we start when it comes to eating healthier?
Whole grains and seeds are a wonderful place to start, and a great place to get those is with Dave's Killer Bread. They are known for their organic bread, buns, bagels, English muffins, and more that taste great and provide killer nutrition. Dave's Killer Bread seeded loaves have the killer taste and power-packed nutrition to keep you full. And all 3 loaves are loaded with heart-healthy ALA omega-3s, whole grains, and fiber. And of course, they taste delicious. You can see these fabulous sandwiches that we have at the studio today.
I love Dave's Killer Bread. That stuff's so good.
They're awesome.
All right. What do you recommend for something that we could do daily?
So breakfast, right? I'm sure your mom told you, and pretty much all nutritionists agree that it's important to get that nutrient-dense breakfast in the morning, but it doesn't have to be hard. In fact, it can be as simple as a bowl of cereal. I like Chex, both the regular and the peanut butter, as well as Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which provides whole grains, calcium, vitamin D, and so much more. Make your morning simple, nutritious, and delicious with any of these General Mills cereals.
So what is something that everyone should have more of in their diet?
Pecans. You know, we think about pecans as something to include in desserts. They have such a delicious buttery flavor, but they're also a nutrition powerhouse. You can get 12 grams of heart-healthy fats in each 1-ounce serving, 0 cholesterol and 0 sodium, and also they're available year-round, which means that you can put them in these amazing recipes year-round. You have cauliflower poppers, no-bake energy bites, as well as stuffed dates, which looks so amazing.
So as a nutritionist, what is another aspect of health that really needs a little more attention that we're not doing?
Gut health. It is vitally important. And, we think about fermented foods as a source of probiotics, which, they just might not provide enough, and you may need to take a supplement. Align Women's Dual Action helps relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort, as well as help support feminine health and promotes monthly mood balance. Align is the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Join the Healthy Gut Team Up at alignprobiotics.com and try Align Probiotics for a month.
Well, that's fabulous. Well, thank you for that. Most of the fermented foods I have is cheese and beer, but all right, so where can we go for more information, my friend?
Folks can go to tipsontv.com.
Thank you for joining me this morning. You are a hero.
Oh, thank you.
And that's it for our show. It's sad. We have to end it so quickly. If you want to be part of the program, it's real simple. Just email me, newmexicorising@gmail.com. Boom! I will accept your pitch for an event that you have coming up. I will go to your location, talk about your business. We could have fun right here in the Red Room if you'd like. It's very simple. Just email me, newmexicorising@gmail.com. I want to talk to more New Mexicans. Plus, remember that contest is going on. If you want to get yourself a family 4-pack of passes to ABQ golfing games, all you got to do is email me, newmexicorising@gmail.com, and tell me your favorite classic video game. And the first 2 people that do so, I'm going to hook them up with a family of 4-pack of passes so you can bring up to 4 people to ABQ golfing games, which is kind of cool. But before we go, let's hear a little music and a little love from the wonderful Eryn Bent, all right here on New Mexico Rising. See you guys next week.
nothing seemed to hit me just like you did. Can't wait to taste another. I wanna see you one more time. A case of you, hell, honey, I'll take a year's supply. There's an aching in my head, I can't get up from this bed. Your voice is lingering, and I'm still reeling. When I wake up, boy, those thoughts of you, they take up all my time. I'm hung over those dreams last night. Can't seem to get you off my mind. Waking, sleeping day and night. I can still feel the buzz. One more sip, one more touch. Drunk on all you could ever have. Too much. There's an aching in my head. I can't get up from this bed. Your voice is lingering, and I'm still reeling. When I wake up, boy, those thoughts of you, they take up all my time. I'm all over those dreams last night. A shot or two, I could never do it. So what do you do to me? Feeling tipsy from your kiss this night. It's just beyond. There's an aching in my head. Can't get up from this bed. Your voice is lingering, and I'm still reeling. When I wake up, boy, those thoughts of you, they take up all my time. I'm all over from those dreams last night. Oh, I'm over from those dreams last night.
That was a Baby Cats production.